Hi guys, welcome. Josh dialed in, building from zero, episode number 2. And gonna be basically following on from the last episode where I spoke about coming up with an idea for a business. And the second step for me that I would go through is then coming up with a name. Now, you don't need to come up with a name right away, but I think it's good just to allow a bit of a creative process to start. Um, and I literally like just sort of having a notepad and pen and just writing away all these different ideas of names and what a logo might look like. Um, yeah, like just branding and yeah, I kind of find that part of the creative process fun. Um, and originally we was called the Health Lab, I believe. And yeah, it doesn't really matter what the name or the branding or the logo looks like right away. I think it's nice just to have something, and then as you progress and as you move on and come up with new ideas for it, then you can change the brand and you can change the messaging, you could change the logo, you could change all of that kind of stuff. But to begin with, I think it's good just to kind of have a placeholder name of what the project um, can be called, and it just allows you to then really get into a creative kind of flow, I think. So yeah, originally this was called the Health Lab, and I think from there, um, ideas came to me, and that's when I was still pen and paper time and figuring out what this would actually look like. Eventually, then um, I made. I wasn't really vibing with the Health Lab. I thought it sounded a bit too sciencey and a bit too like a physical location, and I wanted something that would resonate more with, as I was saying yesterday, with kind of normal, busy, working people. So that's where shift came into my mind in terms of you'll go and have a shift at work. Um, and then, yeah, putting obviously having the word health as well to kind of underpin what this was. And then health shift as a whole kind of gives a connotation of, your shift in your health from maybe here to here and becoming a healthier person. So that's where the idea of health shift came from in the name, and just that creative process within itself was a fun experiment um, to kind of do. So yeah, just have a think about what it is you're building, what the idea is, who you're aiming it at, and I guess start writing down keywords and seeing how they fit together. Um, and so yeah, once the name Health Shift, I came up with the name Health Shift. It was a case of checking online, checking trademarks, checking social media handles to see and domain names if it was possible to actually um, use that name. Obviously, if all the good social media handles are taken, or if all the good domains and stuff, then it limits you and it makes it a lot harder. And for me, I like to have quite clean looking um, social media handles. I don't want to have sort of health shift 123 underscore London. Yeah, I just don't think it looks so professional. And maybe that's just me. Um, but yeah, I would always do a check of that, and fortunately, I managed to get health shift underscore, and we've also applied for the trademark here in the UK. I will go into that in more detail in a future episode about how I actually done that and what is involved in the process. But yeah, just kind of making sure that that name isn't in use and being able to get all the appropriate uh, like social media handles, creating a basic. email address as well, which was contact.healthshift@gmail.com, and just using that to then create all the social media accounts and whatnot. So yeah, that was kind of the second step of starting this business. And yeah, I think leave it there again for today. Just gonna go into these kind of every day. I'm gonna break it up into these kind of minor things that I guess went on in terms of the very initial stages. I know this might sound pretty basic, but you have to come up with a name. And yeah, as I said, it doesn't need to be perfect right away. The name changed within the process, but it's good just to have a kind of project name just to kind of write at the top of your at the front of your notepad or whatever it is. And I think it just allows for it's a little bit of sort of manifesting the creative process, and manifesting the ideas onto paper is quite important. So yeah, just definitely write things down, and even if they sound stupid at the time, it's good just to have it there, and you can always the next day wake up and sort of reflect on whether you can maybe progress on those ideas or you're just being silly. So that's it for today, guys. I forgot to update the bottom, but I really I highly doubt that any of those numbers have changed other than the date. So I hope everyone's keeping well, and yeah, comment, subscribe. Let's build a community. I want to hear your projects, and hopefully you can give me some advice and vice versa. So let's go. Thank you, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna do another one. Take care. Bye bye.